tricks or games on you, like a lot of these men out here. In today's video, if you stick all the way until the end, I want to share with you my story of how a warlock tried to bind me with love spells and how it almost costed me my life. But due to the grace of God, God's grace is sufficient, I'm still here with you today. So with that being said, I know there's a huge reason behind that, and it's honestly the least that I could do to come up here right now and share this word of insight with y'all. So like, comment, subscribe, and hit the noti bell, and let's talk about it. If you know you are God's favorite girl that is transitioning into a virtuous woman, then this channel is for you. So let's get into it. We know we live in a new age society. There's a lot of things going on that people don't really take the time to really understand. They have a hard time comprehending, simply because the lack of inner and outer work, the lack of knowledge and wisdom will cause them to just fall for, just about anything. And there's a lot of things that can easily get someone to compromise themselves. This life is filled with surprises, ups and downs, trials and tribulations. And when you are around people that don't really have that stable foundation, that footing, they will literally fall for anything. So I was doing my own thing, living life, leveling up, all is well, good and lovely. And of course, being the type of woman I am, I'm always having suitors, secret admirers around, men and women, even when I don't swing that way. But truth be told, right? So this one though, I have two warlocks to tell y'all about, okay? The first warlock, he was definitely under the influence of strong drink. He was definitely using those alcohol spirits to fall under a delusion himself in order to keep other people under delusions. I really enjoy your words. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Like, comment, subscribe. You're an it girl in the building. I see y'all. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. The first warlock I was definitely around, he was definitely trying to cause some sort of, how could I say it? Derailment when it came to like the things that I'm really amazing and blessed at doing. Hey guys, what's up y'all? You don't want to miss this word. But basically everything that I was great at doing, he would try to silence me. Like, I can sing really well, not bragging or anything, just saying. Hey y'all, how are y'all? I'm good. How are you? I'm good. I was gonna say great. I'm good and great at the same time. But yeah, thank you. Appreciate it, Selma. Hey, y'all. All my it girls are in the building. What's up? But yeah, so, I'm very musically inclined. I play 15 instruments, self-taught. I can mix, master, engineer. I have a multimedia production company, and that's what really positioned me, but I don't really talk about that here. But when I was in that relationship with a warlock that I didn't know was a warlock yet, until he started speaking about astrology, and he was just obsessed with all things perversion. I mean, like, I'm trying not to say the S word, but when it comes to that, these men be crazy. But the over obsession with having that time with someone else was a bit too much, like pushing it on to me. And I realized it was because of the sexual allure us women have. Of course, we know that we are powerful in those areas. But when men, of course, lack that within themselves, they're not balanced, they will try to approach you in the wrong way. So that guy I was with in the time, I started seeing his warlocky traits, his wizardry, when he literally started, hey, how are you? Shabbat shalom. Happy Sabbath. I'm so annoying. But yes, happy Saturday, y'all. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you all. All my it girls are in the building. God's most blessed girls. That's right. But yeah, I love to do music. I'm just using this as an example to say how people will try to, practice whatever it is they want to practice on you. So he would try to silence me, try to get me out of, singing and writing and doing the things that were for me. He was also very abusive as well. Literally, not even just to me, but to, you know, substances. So when I cut that out, that's when you watch my video tonight about horror stories, strip club horror stories, because we're gonna talk about it. That's when I was leaving that warlock. The moment I found out he was trying to be me, I had to go. Any means necessary. And then God brought me right into those houses of the harlots. And here I am surrounded in the field with witches and warlocks. But due to God's grace, it's sufficient, and they could never get a God's girl like me. You get me? So that video is coming out later tonight. Don't miss it. It's a story time. Something new for this channel. But yeah, I'm coming through with some story times for y'all to give y'all some personality. Hey, what's up, all my it girls and it guys in the building? So the second warlock now that was after me was like bought, hired, and paid for. Literally, I was doing so well on my own, achieving so much. I'm on the billboards, I'm modeling for the banks out here, I'm doing all types of stuff, starting my businesses, and they're actually doing well. This is when I started to put myself out there more. And it's like, there are going to be men and women lying in wait, trying to monitor you, trying to see how they can approach you, when's the perfect time to pounce. But of course we're intuitive, and it's never gonna really work. It's never gonna get too far now, come on. Most they can do is realize that we're spiritual bait. Touch a finger and God is wiping out everything else after that. So we don't really have anything to worry about as God's girls out here. We're always covered and protected. That's what people don't understand. So these men will see you, whether it's on social media, whether it's on their friends, you know, social media, whether they're just, you know, coming across a quick post or something, and they will try to figure you out, figure out your name, what's your socials, and add you and act as if. Here's where the plans and plots start. Trying to take you out. What's the intention behind it? They could never really tell you. Until your food is starting to be compromised, until your mind is starting to be in a state of derision, because it's always lies and confusion. I mean, this bastard could never keep it straight. Hey y'all, hi Focus, what's up? So I know if y'all ever been in relationships like this, looking back, it's so funny, especially when you heal from things like this. And a lot of people, they always email me and stuff, so I have to talk about relationships because the it girlies aren't going outside. We're not. You understand me? We're too hot for that. We're too blessed for that. We're too intuitive for that. We're too... You get what I'm saying? Hey, Sylvia. I know I said hey earlier, but still. But yeah, so it came to a point where, you know, the lies, the charm, the flattery wasn't working. So I instantly started to see, like, oh my goodness, even the food that this guy's bringing on takeout, like, you know, when you order you call the food, you go to pick it up. Whoa! You go to pick it up. Sorry, y'all. And then you bring it. It's like even that's compromised. Like everything was just trying to make me fall asleep. You get what I'm saying? But every time I fell asleep, God was revealing to me, duh, you already know God's not leaving us out on nothing. Come on. See, these people think they're slick, and they think they can get away with touching one of God's elect. They try to touch you when they found out. So, with that being said, it's like food and drink was being compromised. So it started to get to a point where, like, this person would see me go out. The moment I'm on the way, you're trying to call to get me blocked from entering those places. Because you know when I pop up in my heels and I'm looking good, as us it girls do, right? Effortlessly, right? You know, we just come up in the building and it's all eyes on us. You know, we come up in the building and everybody's heads turning, oh my gosh, you took my breath away. All the stuff they be saying all the time. You feel me? So they really envy and hate that. And sometimes it's sad when it's a whole man. Like, these men will literally be in imaginary competition with y'all. Like you're in a competition with the next gender. Like, it's crazy to me. We all know that women can be competitive. But when you're like a woman, like what sense does it make being in competition with a whole man? So when these men are like hiding certain lifestyles, that's when they'll try to look for a woman they can cipher off of. You know how they want to be vamps and all of that, you know what I mean? And they'll try to basically implement it within you. Look at Diddy and Cassie, for example. He couldn't let that girl go, but he couldn't treat her right either. Sir, can you make it make sense? Made no sense. They don't even know what they're doing half the time. They just know they want to, you feel me, siphon off your beauty, your essence, your aura. These men are upset. One time I was speaking to a guy and he was telling me, oh, well, you girls get into the clubs and you guys get the bottles and you get to go out for free and eat and you get to... We have the same life struggles as you, sir. What about the side you guys aren't talking about? Like the bills that need to be paid, the time of work, the hours of hard work we're doing too, XYZ. Like, they really want to be in those positions, right? They want to be taken out for free and they want to be, so they will envy you and then they'll try to literally attack you. If some of these men could morph into you, they would. And it's all because of how you look, how you carry yourself, how you speak, how you manage your business endeavors, so on and so forth, right? So I'll be reading y'all comments at the same time. So it's all about how people treat you when you're acting delicately as you are. You're a flower. Come on. You know how the rose petals be so soft and delicate? Like, and they think, okay, well, I need to be that way too. When all we're doing is being women. That's the terrifying part. You know what I'm saying? Sad but true. Yes, literally. I know a lot of women are experiencing it right now. I was saved by the bell. When I tell you I was saved by the bell, I was saved by the bell, because despite all the things that went on during this time period of this warlock trying to bind me under the moon, the stars, all types of herbs, always going to the herb shop every day. You know what I mean? Like every single day. What's up with that, sir? Where is the YouTube channel with the, you know, like you're making your smoothies, or you're going to be actually, you know, showing people like how to really heal with herbs and whatever? Like, what you doing always visiting these shops and doing all these things? He's always on point. Amen. Yep. Like, yes, literally. Exactly. The joke's always on them. They think they can laugh now, but it's laugh now, cry later. Because the moment they try to do anything and God backfires that, you're still in your purpose. You're still in position. You're still looking beautiful. You're still glowing. Nothing touches you. And that's exactly why they just honestly, they don't want to stop anymore. They will go around and gossip inside of your name, do all types of crazy things, because they know how good of a woman you are. Let's be for real. They know your body is... We don't even have to say too much. All my it girlies in the chat. All my it girls in the chat. Let me know it now. You know the hair is... See, I'm short hair, I'm bald headed, okay? But I know some of y'all got them inches. Don't play with me. I know y'all got them... The curves. I know y'all got the brains. Who do they think they're fooling? And they know you're a good woman, too good to be true. So that's why when they feel like you are rejecting them, and they feel like, of course, you're breaking their ego when you're shutting them out. And now it's just like, oh my gosh, I know there's other guys out there that are richer, that are better, that are smarter, that are actually in purpose, that actually have the fear of God, that actually aren't playing any games, that are going to come swoop in right for the God's girls. So that's why they're going to be trying to ruin your character, tear down your business, stop you from entering all types of places. You know what I mean? Exactly. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of like emails from the girlies out there letting me know like they found out their partner's a shape-shifting lizard man. You know what I mean? So I had to come speak on it because I've definitely been there before, been there, done that, right? And I remember those days. You know what I mean? But what I know I'm cracking a lot of jokes or whatever, but it's really not a joke. because I stopped playing around with all types of different, like, I never played around with men, of course, and like whatever, but I'm saying different walks of life that people come from, like different cultures and whatever. When you realize that some of these men really will unalive you, like, we already know that, but have you actually ran into one that will do it with no shame? I don't think so. So that's why I had to come through with this topic, because you have to be careful of your food. Stop eating from these men, okay? All right? You go out to eat. You watch your food as much as possible. If this restaurant, you know, be careful of the men that want to take you to the same spot that they took all the rest of their other partners to, because do you have connections with the people here? Are you trying to, you know, put something in my drink, put something in my food? It gets that serious, y'all. Because for me, for example, when I have a man booking out the whole rooftop to take me out, just me and him, it's like, it's actually me, him, the waitresses, the chefs, the security. And these days, security will let all types of wicked people in to catch you lacking, to catch you off guard. And I have to speak exactly, stay out these dudes' ways. Yeah, stay right out their way. And we always have to say, you know, we don't chase, we attract, right? But that's what I'm saying. The second warlock that was trying to bind me, he was approaching me. He was pursuing me heavy. Like, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes even when you're out the way, you're waiting for God to bring in your person or whatever the case is, it's like they will still pressure you and push onto you and force their way in, just like, you know, and cover it under the cloaking mask of pursuing you when really they want to end you. So you have to be careful, y'all. I know it sounds like kind of like the way I be ending it off, but no, I'm so serious. You know what I mean? I have lots of stories to share with y'all. It's just, where do I start? Because there's so much, but I'm right now noting everything down so that I can bring these story times to y'all, and you know what I mean, so that y'all can definitely hear them. I have some crazy stories, and I definitely know that I'm on this platform to share that with y'all. But that's another thing too, like, you know, y'all come across all different types of men, and you never know what kind of cults or gangs they're affiliated with. There's always gang ties, always. So, and especially the older you get, it doesn't matter who's saying what. Like, people are always connected to who knows who, and you never know who people are selling out for on a daily basis. You never know what kind of schemes, plans, and plots people do to make money, to make a living, you know what I mean? And it could involve, you know, mishandling women, mishandling children. It can even mishandling animals, like all types of crazy stuff. Mishandling, you know, the pharmaceuticals, mishandling, like I said, foods and all types of things. Like, people are into all type of wickedness, right? So you gotta be cautious. You have to be cautious of the men that definitely want to subdue you. Like, they want to take everything away so that you're only asking them, and you can be in a position where you don't need to do all of that. Like, God has blessed you, you good, you great, you straight, like everything's fine, and still that's when you have to realize, like, what is going on here. It's different, because a lot of people, they want to isolate you, or they want to cause you to be like a runaway or whatever. So that's when they can, it's all about getting rid of you, either without a trace or making it look like it was natural. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of marriage schemes out here. There's a lot of insurance schemes. There's a lot of inheritance schemes. There's a lot of business schemes. And once people see that you turned your God-ordained gifts into inheritance, into generational wealth, they want to morph into you. I need you ladies to understand. I'm really making myself laugh, but like, honestly, I think most of these guys are in cults. Yes, they are. They want to be something so bad, because a lot of their parents, I don't know who raised half of these men. Like, sometimes I've been really thinking about, like, the way their mindset is, the way that they move throughout life, you know, navigate throughout life, and the things they're interested in. It's just like, holy, like, who really raised y'all out here? Like, a lot of men think that, you know, money can buy love. Like, when you think about it, did your mother teach you that? Did your father teach you? Like, who taught you that, sir? So with that being said, you know, they'll come with all these perverse ways, these agents of chaos, right, that are bought, hired, and paid for. Okay? And then it's just like, you have to look at them sideways, like, you really think it's normal to operate like that or to act like that. It's kind of creepy. And exactly, a lot of them miss their mark. They're too caught up with drugs, sorry, I don't want to say that, with things. I'm gonna just try to like change the word droogs or whatever. Just beep, you know? They're too caught up with these substances. They're too caught up with the lifestyle, the look, right? And it's not like God is giving it. There's like some of them that do the work, trust and believe, you know what I mean? They understand, we can see. But the other ones, they're down to plot, scheme, scam, because they've missed the best years of their life, some of the best years of their life, especially chasing down females, friends, even their foes. We always hear them talking about the ops. It's like, okay, can we make a profit off it? Can we make a living off of it? Can we go, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of these men need to go mount a TV or something. They need to go change the oil in the car and figure out how to build something. Like, a lot of these men can't even build houses. So yes, they will join a lot of these gangs, a lot of these occults, to feel like they're some type of top dog when they're really all middlemen. And they need you to fall in line. And as a real life it girl, we just can't do that all the time. You know what I'm saying? We just can't. You know, it's not just gonna happen that way. So yeah, a lot of them are learning. Because all God needed you to do is step in the picture and step right out so he can, you feel me? That's what he needs to do. Do Warlock men get intimidated by us who are high nieces and our girls? I feel like they try hard to siphon my sexual energy, especially my current marriage. Yes, exactly. This is why, honestly, I'm not into like the oracles and the this and that, the new age stuff. But of course, I've been there, done that, and I've saved a lot of my friends out of that. So I can definitely answer your question. Yes, they are intimidated by us because we are God's girls. So nothing they are doing is going to surpass the ultimate power. We don't have to go to the resources that they do when they go to their bro and say, hey, can I wear your belt to impress this girl, to siphon her sexual energy? Can I drive your car? You know what I'm saying? Can you get the bottles in the booth filled with 20 men? One bottle with 20 men to impress all these ladies, to give us their sexual essence, and or that's how it is, right? So of course they're intimidated because they have to go to the resources when we go right to the source. Clock it. And it can be your current partner. This is why I speak on this, because it's very important to, you know, I know a lot of people don't really want to hear it, but this is why it's important to abstain from sex until marriage, because your current partner shouldn't be trying to violate you spiritually, right, in order to siphon your sexual energy. If that's your partner, that's your partner. You know what I mean? You're going to be doing whatever it is you're doing with him, right? But when it's turning into something a bit perverse like that, you know what I mean, then it can kind of be a bit dangerous. A lot of these men too, like I said, they need groups of women or a woman to build their legacy. How do you think they do it? Off your beauty, your sexual essence and aura, off of everything that God has placed. We are the favor. We have the virtue. So you know, when you go up to your friend and say, hey, can you do me a favor? And they say da 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 da, and that friend does that we are the favor. Like, they're not getting none of that if we're not in the picture, right? So yes, they're going to be intimidated, and yes, it can be your current partner, and you have to be careful because your current partner shouldn't have to or want to siphon your sexual energy in the wrong way. Them being your partner alone should just give them that understanding that they are connected with you. You know, you guys come into agreement, you know, and you guys are doing that act together and whatever. So if he's trying to make it seem like, or make you feel like, yeah, he's siphoning your sexual essence and aura for something or someone else, that's where the issue is, okay? It's also much weight dealing with the wrong one. Exactly, because they will stress you out till your own body is trying to eat away at itself. And that's another thing too. Parasites are demons, y'all. So you have to understand, put it under a microscope. You know what I mean? There's so much studies on it coming out now more and more, but I've always said that from when I was a little girl. Parasites are demons. Them little dust buttons in the air and all the demons. When you put them under a microscope, they be looking like they're filled with the water. Those microorganisms, they're everywhere. So literally the amount of word curses and the amount of things that people are, you know, that study where they have like the rice in the cup and then you speak death into one, and then you speak life into the other, and this one will literally mold and go. That's what it's like. Like, imagine you're a vessel, you're a temple, and your hating partner, right? Always doing the most, always saying this, that, and the third. He's literally speaking those things into you. There's going to be a spiritual transfer of those parasites within him coming to you, to the point where it causes, this is why you hear a lot of people say narcissistic abuse causes, you know, like all these trauma bonds, and it causes autoimmune disease, and it causes like inflammation and plague and all those plagues and all those things, and phlegm and whatever. Because yes, the more that people are treating you out of whack, the more lower your frequency and vibration. I hate saying that sometimes, but like we all know at the end of the day, there's some truths to these frequencies and whatever. What we understand them, and a lot of people actually don't understand how energies and stuff work, you know. So yeah, but you get what I'm saying. These frequencies and these energies and whatever, that's when these things will actually start to cause an infestation in your life and eat away at your body. You know what I mean? Explain this so well. Thanks, girl. Appreciate you. You know, I've been kingdom stepping for a long time. This is what people don't understand. For a very long time. But it's just, I've been, you know what I mean? I just been clocking everything, watching everything. Like, my life is a supernatural movie, I swear to God. Like, you know, when you click on them sci-fi movies and stuff is flying in the air and stuff, and that's how it is, I swear. You know what I mean? So the whole time that stuff been going on to me, I've just been observing. But now it's like, oh yeah, baby, it's time to snap. Because, you know, God's Girls is in the building. Yeah. I see my God's Girls in the building, and it's our time now. So maybe that's why I explain it a lot, because I'm always in some, you know, research studies. I'm the type of person that hears a conspiracy theory because it's conspiracy truths. And I make sure it's conspiracy truths because I love research. I love to study. I will literally research down something until I find the entire truth. So I feel like I've done that with a lot of things in life, whether it's like, yeah, conspiracy theories, whether it's politics, whether it's just food and nutrition, whether it's like just regular stuff, like, you know, and when it's spiritual stuff. So I feel like that's why I can explain things the way I do. And, you know, that stuff isn't an observant. I feel like I'm going to write a book one day. Oh, yes, you should definitely write a book. I'll give you all some tips, tricks, and techniques if you want to write your first book and you want to keep it short and sweet. Why not, you know, record it on one of those text-to-speech things? You know, like just say how you feel. Or even if you're making a storyline, just be like, once upon a time, da-da-da, and let the computer write it out. And that will motivate you to continue to write, fix it up, edit it up, do what you need to do, expand it. And then before you know it, you'll have a book, right? So try it out, because that book definitely, there's so much people that definitely need to hear whatever it is you're going to talk about. So don't hold back. You know there's some God's girls in the building that gotta hear what y'all have to say. That's why I'm always showing up for y'all, and I'm encouraging y'all to step out and be that bright light that you know you are. You know what I mean? Don't let these men and women hold you back. A lot of us too, we have maybe a bit of a harder time connecting with women, so we gravitate towards men, right? And the men love us, you know, they love us, women love us, everybody loves us, but it's really hard when the men are trying to be you. You get what I'm saying? So you just have to be around the men that truly love women. You know those men that be like, oh my gosh, girl, you're gorgeous. I want to see those pair of heels on you. I want to see you wear this. I want to see you do that. I want to see. We are with the men that are rooting, woo, cheering for the women. You know what I mean? We're not with the men that are trying to stomp, spit on, tear down. You get what? We're not doing that, ladies. Like, we're just not. Thank you. I never thought of doing it that way. Yes, literally. There you go. And once you try it, whew, I know how us it girls be. Once you try it, you're probably gonna have 10 books out. Okay? So congratulations in advance. And you can send me a copy or send me the link when it's done. I will for sure support you. But other than that, yeah. Y'all have to be careful about these warlocks out here. They want to act as if they want to marry you, but this is where the incubus and succubus spirit marriages come into play. Because this is why sometimes those trauma bonds, those soul ties can be so heavy, because Sex is simply when you sleep with somebody, right? Like back in the day, in the Bible days, if you want to look at it like that, Adam and Eve, they didn't have no rings. Like, did we hear about Adam bending the twine of the trees to make Eve a ring? No, we didn't. So with that being said, you know, of course it's a nice gesture and a lot of things of that nature, whatever. But guys will try to use that to manipulate you and make it feel as if you don't need that symbol or whatever. But it's just like a lot of these men, they feel as if like once they do that act with you, they're trying to spiritually marry you, so they have that control that doesn't necessarily have to manifest in the physical. But we're God's girls. It's not going out like that, you know what I mean? So a lot of y'all ladies, you just have to understand that you have star quality. You need to gatekeep it. You're literally God's favorite girl. So with that being said, like, a lot of people are going to be all up on you, in your face, wanting you to sell out, wanting you to compromise, wanting you to spread it all types of open. You get what I'm saying? I'm just being so for real. Like, and we're not doing that. So they're going to start to say whatever, do whatever, you know what I mean? They'll try to get men in on it, women in on it, men coming out the woodwork saying they're doing that and this with you, women coming out the woodwork saying you was doing this and that with him, her, they're all in on the plot to taint your character because you're effortlessly getting to where you need to go because God wants it that way. He ordained it that way for you. So when they start sending in these lovers, these friends that are love bombing you, these friends, you know, when you have your female friends and they're always like, oh my gosh, girl, it's like, do you want to bite? You know, like, chill out. Like, we appreciate the compliments, we do all that, but flattery and charm, there's certain things you just have to be careful of, y'all. The level I'm on, I have to let y'all know this because when y'all are probably on this level, surpassed, or if y'all get into this level, it's gonna help you maneuver. You know what I mean? Yes, have you ever dealt with people as an mental? Of course I have. Girl, every day. Every day. Look at me. I'm just kidding. I always do that. I always say that. Just look at me. Just look at me. But no, I'm just saying, I'm like, yeah, for real. Every single day on social media, in real life, I can't catch a break. I can't catch a break. And it's not just, you know, like men. But of course, yes, I've had that. That's when you hear me say bought, hired, and paid for. Yeah, because someone must have bought your time, paid for you to do X, Y, Z. And you know what I mean? Hired you to, you know, fit the role of this position for this type of job or whatever. Like, that's why I always say bought, hired, and paid for. Because, yeah, people be bought, hired, and paid for, man. So, of course, I've been through a situation like that before. You know, once people truly figure out how skilled, how gifted I am, how chill, laid back I am, how prosperous I am, you know, things of that nature. They just don't know how to act. You know what I mean? And I know y'all ladies know what I mean. Y'all can definitely relate. So, yes, of course. I feel like all the relationships I've been in were sent towards me, either from like jealous females or, you know, when people try to say, oh, I think you'd look good with this person. Or like, yeah, people sent to exploit me. You know, a lot of these warlocks, they will be sent to exploit you. They'll see you around maybe a couple times. Maybe they like you. They want to catch some type of tape of you. They want to catch some type of pictures of you. Literally. Like, I've even been with men that try to sneak videos and all of that. And it's just like, like, you know what I mean? I'm like, huh? What's all that about? You were bought, hired, and paid for to try to exploit me. So with that being said, yes, those things will happen. And of course, if you bring it up to them and try to say like, what are you doing? Don't take any like videos, or don't try to exploit me, or don't try to, you know, violate me, go behind the scene. What are you doing, sir? Sir. They will try to gaslight you, or they're trying to, you know, and I've even been in a predicament where I've told like that warlock to literally like, don't take any pictures of me at all, delete them, XYZ. And like, they were trying to fight with me on how to keep my pictures. Like, that's another thing I've realized with like, even photographers too. A lot of photographers, they want to take your pictures and they have a problem with giving you your pictures. It's like, sir, who you trying to exploit out here? Sir, who you trying to, you get what I'm saying? Like, these are pictures of me. So they'll always be weird and just trying to like, and that's what I'm saying, ladies. You have to protect yourself out here. I really do. Especially with these men these days. I was going to go live again after this and talk about it, but honestly, I'm just going to squeeze it into this video. Because these men have these Diddy spirit. It's a Diddy spirit. It's not funny, but I'm just being so for real. Like, yeah. There's a Diddy spirit, man, in a lot of these modern men today. I swear to you, they want to exploit. Listen, they want to exploit everything. Like, there's not one thing they won't exploit. Even your eyelashes, when you take your eyelashes off and put them on the dresser, they're getting exploited. Can I catch a break, please? They want to pimp your purpose. That's what it's all about. God said, no, we're not doing all of that. That's for them to do. That's for them other, you get what I'm saying? To do. So they be having that Diddy spirit. Look at Diddy and Cassie once again. It's just like, I swear to God, Cassie had one song and disappeared. I don't know about the albums, the music video, all of that. All I know is she had one song, Me and You, and she disappeared. Because that man was so intimidated by her looks. You know what I mean? And I honestly, especially when this whole thing started breaking out and whatever, like I really had to search up Cassie again. And of course we all know Cassie, we love Cassie, but I just had to look her up again to really say, what's making this man, like what made this man's mind think that everything that he did and said to this woman for years was okay? And I had to look at her, zoom her up on the phone, even put my glasses on, you know what I mean? And look her up, and I said, oh snap, she's a baddie. Of course we know that, but I mean, like when you actually look at Cassie, she's one of the most gorgeous women in the world. Like, I'm not even gonna cap. So this man, you know how they be with their lizard tongues, snake tongues. Yeah, the wrong man. We're not talking about the good men out there. We love you, men of God out there. We're talking about the shapeshifters. I just had to really look at her picture. I'm zooming up. I'm like, whoa, yeah, like she really is. Is she looking like she could do like Victoria's Secret? She looking like she could do Vogue. She could do all that. That's why she, did her song and she made it big. And this man wanted to. I get it. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, yeah. He realized her personality, her character, everything about her was so meek, so beautiful, humble, humble spirited, all that good stuff. And the talent was there. And even though her song was, just a little bop or whatever, it was still a bop, but I'm just saying it was just simple, but it was getting there. Her voice is very just not doing too much, but doing a lot. Filled with talent and beauty. Real life it girl. Of course he wanted to subdue that. And I know the words I'm choosing right now. Hey, how are you? And I know the words I'm choosing right now. Like, he wanted to subdue that. You know what I'm saying? And they were going through what they were going through for years, right? But when you take it in, it's because, yeah, everything that she had within her, right? It really and truly made an impact on him, and it could have made an impact on, and it did, of course, like the world and stuff. But that's why he wanted to silence her, lock her up, treat her so bad. Remember, a lot of these warlocks, they can't treat you right, but they can't let you go either, right? So there was something special about that girl, and he knew it. He tried to extinguish that light within her. But, God always comes through for his elect, and I feel like Cassie is definitely, if she wasn't a God's girl, then she must be now. But that ain't none of my business. All I want to say is, yeah, with Amanda was very wicked to her. That's what they want to do. They want to connect you from the source, because they want you to run around to the resource. They want to be a resource for you. So it girlies, we have the actual source. We have direct access to the source. While a lot of these men, they will work in group efforts. They'll do what they need to do, and they'll be going to the resources. They don't have access to the source. Now, to the men that do, shout out to you. We love you, baby. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. You know, the good men get good women, and yeah. No, literally, they assume that beauty means dumb. You're absolutely right, and that's why you just have to use that to get ahead in life. If they think that, you know, blondes are more dumb or whatever they say, or yeah, they think because you have makeup on, you're slower than the average, or than the woman that has glasses on or whatever, then listen. Whew, we ain't even listening to in one ear out the next. Whether that guy's an investor, sir, how can you invest in my business? How can you invest in my whatever I got going on? Like, can you like go wash the car or something? Like, yeah, that's how you just have to deal with them, because the men that are in purpose and stuff, they would never be, you know, assuming those things. They know that, you know, God made you beautiful because God had crafted you. So we're not even hanging around or discussing or talking to guys, you know, throwing them in the trash and stuff. But other than that, yeah, like, especially these men that, you know, are beneath you in a sense of like they haven't really done the inner and outer work, or they haven't built up anything. They see you in position, they see you trusting in the Lord when it comes to everything he told you to do. They will try to just stop you in every area and aspects, because if you look like you're beneath them, then their storyline, their narrative of how they want to come through and be these superheroes, come through and, you know, say they gave you this, they gave you that, they bought you this, they bought you that, they helped you with this. When you surpass them, that's when all the revenge campaigns, the smear campaigns, so on and so forth will start. And it just kind of shows character at the end of the day. Like, they couldn't bring you down to their level or beneath that anymore, because God just, you know what I mean? And they've been taking too much time, wasting too much of their youth years and all that, you know, after the wrong things. So that's what I was saying earlier too. Like, a lot of these guys, they're running around with the gang. They're wasting their time. You get what I'm saying? They're after all the money, the women, the substances, like I said. And then before you know it, the clock strikes 12 and you're bald. The hairline's receding. And even though, of course, those men can even still pull women too, but you know what I mean? It's just like, that Diddy spirit is far too gone. It's far too deeply embedded and sewn in within them. You get what I'm saying? We're programmed to be a certain way from the moment we came out the womb. Even before that, if you had, you know, in the movies, I'm just going to say the movies, they're like women who are pregnant and they're reading books to their kids. And like, you are even programmed before you even come out the womb sometimes. So it's all about unlearning and relearning. It really is. And a lot of these men, they didn't want to do that. They wanted to chase after a lifestyle, chase after the status, the image. And they really found out messing with a God's girl. Like, you can do all of that over there with Jezebel and stuff. But when it comes to God's real life it girls, life-changing epiphany, right? You have these warlocks repenting. Okay? Yeah, literally 35 plus scrambling, like, honestly. And that's a fact. So yeah, y'all. I guess you guys can send some questions if you have any. Other than that, though, this is all I basically want to talk about with y'all. And if you are in a predicament, I'm getting a lot of emails right now from the God's girlies out there. If you're in a predicament where you either just left a relationship, that's why a lot of the videos I've been dropping lately, hopefully that helps y'all, because I've been there, done that, you know, so I can definitely speak on that to try to help y'all out. But yeah, like, if y'all have any questions, go ahead. Or if you want to send me an email, then it's virtuousnotVixenllc@gmail.com. And I'm gonna come through with some more lives for y'all, some shorts for y'all, some more vids for y'all, all that good stuff. So yeah. Other than that, purchase Virtuous Not Vixen. If you haven't yet, the link description will bring you straight over to that information. I appreciate all the love and support. You guys changed my life as well. So yeah. It's your bestie. Stay virtuous, not Vixen. And stay safe, y'all.